All right, to get us started with Tyson, we'll go to Seth Emerson and then Mike Griffith.
Tyson, I guess last Friday, how'd you find out the game was off? What was your reaction to it, and what'd you do with the rest of your weekend?
We got a text letting us know that the game had been canceled. I was pretty disappointed, but with this season, you got to expect the unexpected. So, it just gave us a chance to relax and rest our bodies and try to. Well, I did. I try to, do some work, try to finish this semester off right.
Tyson, Coach Smart was up there talking a minute ago about the Missouri offense. Can you elaborate on what makes this offense so good, and how much of a challenge will this be for your defense?
Missouri, is a very talented offense. They got a lot of talented players. They got a good tempo to their game, and they're versatile. They can run the ball and pass the ball. So, we're up to the challenge, and we're going to accept it and game plan correctly.
Follow up. Last time you were there, you good memory, bad memory. I think you had a scoop and score, but also a shoulder when you head to Missouri. What kind of feelings do you attribute to that place?
Oh yeah, it's always bring good memories. Scoring my first touchdown. But this is a new year, so I'm trying to make bigger plays, more plays, than I did my freshman year at Missouri.
Next, we'll go Chip Towers and then Jake Rowe.
Yeah, Tyson, I wonder, do you remember any of your preparations and study and film review and all that the week that y'all were getting ready for the Missouri game? And how much different do you think they are? Have you been able to quantify that comparison?
Yes. I remember, pretty much the game plan that we had a couple weeks prior to this game. But yeah, they're on a roll. They're on a winning streak right now. But yeah, we just prepare the same way we prepare for any other team.
Tyson, you guys, I guess you played a little bit better against South Carolina. Did have a guy go for over 100 yards against you, but the secondary, you guys came in with such high expectations, and you've kind of had some struggles, miscommunications, blown coverage, stuff like that. How important is it to you guys to kind of get back on the horse and play to your standard, and down the stretch these final 2 or 3 ball games?
It's very important. You got to have a short-term memory at our position, and take it one game at a time, 1 week at a time, and take practice very seriously and our preparation very seriously. So that's what we do heading into each week, trying to find something to get better at.
Next, we'll go to Mark Weiser and then Anthony Dasher.
Tyson, kind of piggybacking on that a little bit from the defensive perspective entirely, I want to ask you kind of what Coach Landing's message has been to you guys, what strings he's tried to pull to keep you guys with the right mindset, as you guys have had, some games that have been pretty tough in terms of outcomes and yards given up and stuff like that. What's his demeanor been with you guys?
It's been positive, but the main message he tries to preach to us is stay ready so you have to get ready. So, everything starts with, practice, your preparation. Make sure you're taking notes in meetings and, you're not making the same mistake over and over again.
Hey, Tyson, good to see you. Kind of jumping back, I guess, to the first question you were asked about last week, as far as the seniors go, and I know you kind of touched on that a little bit, but what was their initial reaction about having their senior day, I guess, pulled out from under them? What kind of things were you hearing from those guys?
Everyone was disappointed, about the game being canceled, especially being there on Friday, knowing that, one more day till you could have played the game, and then, Friday is taken from you. So, everyone was disappointed. But everyone know they had to move on. So, hopefully, next week we could be able to send those seniors off, out of Sanford Stadium victorious. But right now, it's on Missouri.
Thanks.
Next, we'll go to Jed May and then Connor Riley.
Hey, Tyson, I asked Kieris this too, but how has this team just dealt with all the frustrations that come with this season? Game postponements, kind of following COVID protocols all the time. Just how frustrating has it been, and how has this team sort of dealt with that? Going on several months now.
It's been very frustrating, but everyone, everyone is still, trying to do the right thing. So, try to follow the right rules so that we can have opportunity, to play, even though sometimes the chances, are against us sometimes. But everyone just tries to stay ready and do the right things so that we can have a higher chance of, finishing the season off.
Hey, Tyson, you were someone that as a freshman came in, started right away at that cornerback position. How difficult of a transition was that for you going from high school in 1 year to starting at an SEC level the next year?
It was something to get used to. But I think as the season progressed, I got used to the tempo and the way of the game. So, it just took a little time for me to get comfortable, in that environment. But, I think it helped me and molded me better.
Next, we'll go to Augusta Stone, and then we'll open it up for the final two questions.
Hey, Tyson. We've kind of talked a little bit about, some of the positives of playing a team and having a game plan, beforehand, and then having to play these games, again, in theory, prepare for them again, at least. So I want to know, what are some of the challenges with having to look at a team again, and you've already looked at a couple weeks ago, this week with Missouri, and then also next week with Vanderbilt?
Just knowing that they can, change something that they've done, after the weeks we were supposed to play them, after they get a pushback, they can change something in their offense or change the personnel or something like that. So, we just gotta, figure out what those things were and just game plan off of that.
Now we'll open it up if anyone wants to jump in.
Hey, Tyson, Missouri has, kind of led by Larry Roundtree, but they've also got Tyler Beatty, who, catches a lot of passes in the backfield. And they're kind of similar to Texas A&M's, two running backs last year that had that same capability of, rushing the ball and having, those yards out of the backfield. How do you guys prepare for something like that?
Like we always do, watch film and listen to the coaches, and but the main thing is just watching film and studying your opponent.
Would anyone like the final question for Tyson?
Tyson, how will you be approaching, after your last two games of the regular season, kind of, the decision about the NFL being a junior that is eligible?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, being that you're a junior that's draft eligible, how are you going to approach kind of what's your plan to, play out the season and then, tackle that question with family and advisors and things like that?
I haven't given it much thought. The main thing was just trying to finish off the season, and after that, I'll sit down with my family. Hopefully, come up with the best decision for me.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tyson. Have a great rest of your Monday. Everyone, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tyson.